Hello and welcome back. My name is Bobbi and I'm here as a guest designer for Pink Monarch prints, and you can check out my channel if you'd like at Precious Memory Boxes Junk Journaling. And today we are going to make a fun little envelope that has a space for a little notebook or journaling cards, and then also it has a pocket on the front. And today I'm going to show you, I also decorated the back and put a pocket back here. Today we're going to do something a little different on the back. So if you're always looking for ideas for what to do with your junk envelopes that you get, junk mail envelopes, today will be one of those ideas. So grab an envelope and let's get started. Alright, so I've got my pieces of ephemera that I've cut out, and this is, I'm using the new Lilac Dream subscription kit from Pink Monarch Prints. You can check it out on their website at pinkmonarchprints.com or on their Etsy store. The best value is if you sign up for the subscription kit, you get a great deal. So go and check that out. The links will be below. And so these are some of the pieces that I have for it. And then I also have this large window envelope, and I love these. I love to be able to see what's behind them. So we're going to start out first by the top. The top of it's already slit, and we're going to cut the sides here. And let's see, let me use a different pair of scissors in those. So I'm just going to cut the top because to me it's easier when I can open it up and measure to put the piece in that I want to put in there and glue it down. So cut it there, and we'll also cut here. Now don't worry if you make a little mistake, we can always cover that up with paper. Glue and paper cover a lot of things. All right, so we've got this open and we just need to decide what we want to have on the inside. So on this one, I used the butterfly paper from the kit, and I love that. So let's see, I've got some of my leftovers from creating that one. Let's see what might fit in here. So this one is definitely too small. We'll have to use that for something else. Let's see, we've got more butterfly paper that we could use this side of, and we might just do that. So let's see if there's a spot here. Let me cut off this little piece here. And let's see if there's a spot we like. Otherwise, we can take and use a piece of floral if we don't see one we like here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, so we may use a piece of floral because I think if we tried to cut this off to center it, it wouldn't be enough of it. So we'll use that for something. Let's hold on to that. And I've got this beautiful floral here, and I love this down in the corner. Purple is my absolutely favorite color. Oh, I love that right there. All right, so let's glue this down. If you can't tell, there's some more purple there. I love purple. So let's go ahead and we'll just glue this down. And I'm going to leave a little room at the top there. I may have to trim that up a little bit to make it lay down properly. All right, you can use liquid glue. You can use a glue stick. Rub-on was coming to my mind. I'm like, it's not a rub-on. It's not rub-on glue. All right. All right, there we go. So I like that. We'll give that just a moment to dry. And while that's drying, we'll decide what we're going to do with our pocket here. Now, you can cut this and cut a portion of this off if you want to make your pocket thinner. I actually like leaving this on for the thickness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this just slightly so we get rid of the edge of the inside of the envelope that you can see there. And we'll just line that up, and then we'll kind of crease it, and we'll probably put a notch in it so it'll be easier to pull things in and out of. So I think our paper's probably had time enough to dry. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Now if you want to glue this down in your journal, you certainly don't have to decorate the back of it. But my thought was to go ahead and decorate it to where I could slide it in and out of a pocket. And it could be individual, you know, if you wanted it to be. All right, so we've got that. Now, let's see. I think we'll go ahead and maybe decorate the back side of it. Now I'm thinking about using the beautiful butterfly paper here. So we'll still cut off a little bit of it, but I think it'll look beautiful. Actually, I just remembered I'm going to do something special on the back. So let's change that and let's do the yellow. And this yellow is just about the right size. We may even take this yellow, let's see, there's enough of it that we could wrap it around onto our pocket. Oh, I like that. Okay, so let's make sure we have that even. Okay. We may have to trim that up a little bit, but let's go ahead and we will glue this on the back. All right. Looks like we've got a little scrap there. And let's go ahead and line this up with the top. You could even fold this over on the top if you wanted it to match up that way. And we may have to ever so slightly trim this. We'll just have to see when we get done here. And then let's see. All right. So I'm going to glue this down, and then we can go ahead and trim it after it dries for a moment. Alright, so let's go ahead. Try to make sure that's even. There we go. Alright, we'll glue that down. And before we glue our sides, we'll cut this off here. Let's see if that looks even. That looks good. All right, and let's do our little notch punch in there. There we go. And then before we glue it down, but I'm not quite ready to glue it down, we'll come back and we'll ink this here. So next, we need to decide what paper we want on the sides. Now we've got this beautiful purple, but I did do that on the other one that I created right here. So maybe we'll pick a different one here. We have this beautiful floral, and then we also have this beautiful neutral. And which one do we want to do? Now you could, before you glue your top and bottom, you could open this up on the inside and trace that so that you would know. You could make it all one piece to fit around here. Or I think what we're going to do is just use pieces I'm just trying to decide if I like that or if I like the floral better. I don't want it to be too much floral. So let's go ahead and do this. And I need to trim off the white here. Hoping one of these days I can get a printer that will print borderless. The one I have is supposed to print borderless, but I have not been able to figure it out yet. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna line this up, find the right section that I want, and I think we'll just line it up there. And I'm just gonna bring it right up to the edge of the windows because I want the window to show. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that on, and then I will trim it off. I found that's the easiest way for me instead of trying to measure and cut and that, because, you know, sometimes your envelope might be a little wonky or your paper might be a little wonky, and it's just a much easier way for me to trim it up than to try to pre-cut it. Okay, get that to come over just a little. Go. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and maybe trim this across here so we don't have to deal with so much paper. All right, and then we'll trim it off here. There we go. And we got a little paper. A little paper sticking out on the edge here, so let me try to trim some of that up. That's the yellow. Maybe if I open the envelope. Up, glued a little bit of that down there. There we go. Okay. If I open that, I'll be able to see better where that's at. There we go. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. Let's see. And let me go ahead and I'll trim this white off here because I really love this print right here. There we go. All right. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. I apologize if the table is shaking. All right, there we go. And we'll go ahead and trim this off. You can still open this up if you like to make it a little easier. Try not to wrinkle up my envelope too much there. All right, there we go. And we need to put a little something under here. So maybe we'll just use another little piece of this. And let's see if I can kind of measure it out here. This time I may just use a little mark here. There we go. All right, that's a little tall for what we need. So we'll just trim a little bit of that off. You don't have to cover the whole entire portion because you won't be able to see it. There we go. Now, if you want it right below your window, you could just take your ink and dab a little ink in there to cover up those white spots, but I'm just ever so gently going to put it right on the top there. There we go. All right. Let me glue down that little corner. There's a few edges, you know, you may have to go back and catch and trim, but that'll be easy enough to do. And then we just need to decide what we want to put here. Now, let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to use another piece of yellow. I've got a little bit of that yellow left. Or if I want to use another piece of this right here. I've got some lettering here that's pretty, some script. We've also got this little piece right here. That might be good. Let's do that. So let me just cut it down and then we'll decide how we're going to fit it in there. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, except I need to trim this one edge a little bit because it's going to be too long. Well, maybe not. Okay, we'll glue it down on here and then I'll trim it. It might be a little trickier, but I think it'll still be easier in the long run. All right. There we go. We'll give that a minute to dry and then we'll come back and trim that off right there. Now we can start gluing down our pockets. So they're going to, I was going to come this way, but then I realized just do it where the pocket's at and it will be easier. All right. So we'll glue that down. Now that may take, it's a little bit heavier and thicker, so it may take, you may have to hold it a few moments. There we go. And I'm going to see if this is going to trim this up at the top. All right. And let's see, we need to trim the back of that just a little bit to make it match. There we go. All right, I'm going to have to put a little more glue on this side. That's one of the disadvantages of using both layers there, is it's a little harder to get it to stay down. All right, now we're going to gently cut this away. I probably should have done the top layer there. Just a little wet glue. And then should have lined up my edges here, but I wanted that lettering. And then cut it at the top. But that's okay. Let's see. I need these scissors to get just this little bit here. These are the Tim Holt, I think they're called micro shears. All right, so there we go. All right, so we need to glue our top. And we need to glue our bottom. Oh, we folded our bottom up, so we're good on that. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I would give that a few more moments to dry there, is I'll go around the outer edge here and ink it up. And then we'll do our fun little thing I want to do on the back. Okay, and if you want to have these also have a little ink on them, you can put a little paper down in there and go around your edges that way. And that keeps it from getting your other papers dirty. All right, there we go. Now on the back, well, actually we could fill our pockets in front. Let's do that. And then we'll flip it over. So we've got butterflies here. I'm going to quickly punch out the holes. You could certainly put brads in these if you want to add a little metal. You could hang a charm from them. Create a little charm and hang from them. And I'll save us time by not cutting these little things out right now, but you could cut those out. So we can put that in there. Let's see what else we have that we could add. We've got some other ephemera pieces here. So we've got tags. So we've got some tags. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's do this one and add it. I'm just gonna ink it up real quick. Add a tag in there. And then how about this beautiful circle? Oh, that's the same butterfly that's on there. Let's see if we can, maybe we can do something different and use the butterfly in the back. We can put that there. For a little decoration. I like that. And how about one of our cards here? All right, so there's our pocket, and let's go ahead and glue this down. There we go. All right, and now on the back, what I want to do is I want to make some layered pockets. So let's see, this might be just the right size to clip these out. Oh, I think it is. So we'll go ahead and clip these out. We've got 4 pockets here. We maybe do 3. I think 4 would maybe be too much. But we'll go ahead and cut the holes in all 4 to see which ones we like the best. Okay, so let's see. So since our back, that's the same color, maybe we'll set that one aside. And what I want to do is have 3 layered pockets. I think I want that one at the bottom. maybe like this. That way we can add the beautiful tags to it. So let's take a moment. We'll ink these up real quick. One more here. This kit is so versatile. It has pockets and tags and ephemera pieces, and it's just full of all kinds of wonderful little pieces of ephemera and papers, and there's even a super simple in there that you can use. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll have to start with this one first. And now if you want to put a really long tag in there, don't glue your bottom, but I'm not planning on doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and glue the bottom on this one. And I'm going to pull it down just slightly so we have some room for our tag to fit in. Try to line it up on the sides if we can. Then we're going to have this one next. There we go. And then our last one here. All right. And again, we'll line that up. And I just love the label right there. And then we can take and poke some holes. You could add some ribbon or seam binding to these. Some twine, whatever it is you would like. Or you can leave them plain. You can take your little ink dauber and just, if you don't want that white to stand out where the hole punching is, you can either punch it a little more, or you can also just cover it up with some of your ink there. All right. And there we go. And there's plenty of room to add more to those. A little more glue there. There we go. You could add more pieces in here if you want. You could even glue the butterfly down here if you want. So I think we'll hold on to that for a moment. And let's see, I see a little blue poking out up here. So let's trim that a little bit. There we go. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the front and we're going to add our journaling piece. And so I'm going to borrow the one I had from the previous one. And this one is just like a mini file folder. You can slide it in here. There you go. And I've got that beautiful flower on it, but you can embellish it any way that you like with any of the pieces. The butterfly would also look pretty on there. You can also add in, if you want to have some extra journaling spaces, there are some great little journaling cards that look like mini file folders here. So I'm going to add them in there. This is the journaling cards that you can cut into 6 pieces, or I kind of left them like a trifold. And you could have that in there. And there would be all kinds of spaces in here for someone to journal on. So lots of different spaces. We'll add that in there too. Kind of like a hidden journaling spot. So we'll fill that up in there. And let's see what else we can add. Maybe to cover up any of our little spots there. Let's see, I think I had a butterfly here a moment ago I could use. So let's see if I can cut this out. with my punch, if that'll work. It's going to be a little too small. So let me see if I can just kind of give it a quick little cut around. We'll just leave a little bit of a slight border on it. And I think that'll be fine. You can ink it up if you want. If you don't like that white standing out. There we go. And we'll glue that down right there. Beautiful. We could also add one of our numbers. I love numbers. I don't think you can ever go wrong with numbers. And we can add that right here along the edge. And that just covers up any little mistakes or edges that you don't want peeking out. And there you go. There is our envelope pocket with journaling card. I'm not sure. I need a better name for this. If anybody can help me think of one. But it will fit inside of one of your pockets or a tuck that you're going to have in your junk journal. You can take it out, and that way you can write on it and tuck it back in there. Or you can give this as a gift to someone, and it would be beautiful to have in a Bible that you want to write scripture verses or something like that you want to remember. You know, just give it to a friend as a special, little gift to your friend. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll give this a try, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.